Kita mulai. Oke, selamat malam semuanya. Good evening juga untuk Pak Mot ya. Thank you for joining TRC sharing session ya. Di judul kali ini itu Marathon Dreams yang mungkin teman-teman udah tahu juga ya. Pastinya masing-masing orang di setiap kita pastinya ada impian-impian lah atau mimpi ya untuk maratonnya mau misalnya sub 6, sub 5, sub 4 ataupun sub 3 gitu. Nah, di sharing kali ini ada Cici Acen yang dimana mungkin tahun-tahun lalu itu udah ngejar BQ ya, mau sub 4, cuman belum dapat nih gitu. Tapi di tahun ini dengan rutin selama 3 bulan, akhirnya Ci Acen juga dapat nih sub 4, bahkan lebih dari target yang udah ditentuin. Nah, makanya itu kita mau tahu lebih dalam nih seperti apa Cici Acen bisa mencapai itu gitu. Karena kan sebelumnya susah nih dapat sub 4-nya. Kok tiba-tiba bisa dapat gitu. Nah, itu kita mau cari tahu juga nih kenapa gitu. Ada resep khusus atau enggak gitu dari seorang Cici Acen gitu. Heeh. Terus ada Pramod juga yang udah 3 tahun ya kalau nggak salah di Jakarta. Beliau ini sebagai electronic engineer ya di Jakarta, dan mungkin baru lari pun sebenarnya baru di 2019 ya, kalau nggak salah. Sebelumnya juga badannya belum slim sekarang, masih agak bulky pada saat di 2019-an ya. Dan kita juga mau tahu nih dari Pamot apa motivasinya, kenapa berlari, kenapa nggak olahraga lain. Terus juga sebelum pulang ke India di bulan Agustus kemarin, Pramod juga ada ini ya ikutan TRC time trial di Joglo kemarin gitu. Kita mau tanya-tanya juga nih gimana kesan dan pesan Virgin Marathonnya gitu dengan waktu yang menurut aku sih cukup bagus sekali ya, bukan cukup lagi bagus mungkin. Kalau aku pun kalau maraton ya mungkin hampir 6 jam pertama kali, tapi Pramod bisa di 3 jam 10 atau 8 menit ya gitu. Nah, itu kita akan mau tahu lebih dalam lagi seperti apa gitu. Mungkin dari Koensis mau tambahin lagi kalau ada, silakan kok sebelum kita mulai gitu.
Iya, mungkin ini juga salah satu impiannya Cici A ya untuk sharing karena dari dulu dia minta untuk sharing nih. Kalau udah
Betul.
keempat, saya mau sharing kayaknya salah satu mimpinya juga gitu.
Iya, makanya ini
Jadi hari ini
mimpi-mimpi
terwujud. Nah ya,
masih. Mm-mm.
for Pramod, maybe I just translate a little bit, maybe is missing something. We make this sharing is simple and applicative actually. It's just sharing about the story you start running from why you start running, what's motivate you, and how you feel for your first marathon with us in the Botany Park the other day, and you make it very good timing with 3:08 for your first time. Because typically, most people like above 4 hours mostly for the first marathon, but you make it really good. And what's the next step that you want to achieve? So things like that. Yeah.
Ya, oke.
Oke, mungkin apa kita mulai dari Cici A ya. Ini ya mungkin orang-orang di dalam eh, di dalam grup ini mungkin udah pada tahu lah ya sama Cici A. Tapi mungkin ada beberapa yang belum kenal nih sama Cici Acen gitu. Nah, bisa nggak nih Cici Acen perkenalan diri dong gitu. Nama Cici siapa? Aslinya namanya siapa sih gitu? Sama umurnya sekarang berapa sih gitu? Terus juga ya statusnya seperti apa gitu sih.
Ya, selamat malam semua.
Malam.
Nama komplit aku pasti tahu semua kali ya, udah ya.
Pramod belum, Pramod Cici.
Belum. Pramod nama komplit aku Wijen. Biasa dipanggil tuh Acen. Nama
Ya, Acen.
Umur udah 52. Tapi tenaganya bukan 52 ya. Katanya sih umur 35 itu ya.
Oke. Terus statusnya apa nih, Ci?
Status aku single parents. Punya anak 1, umur 22 tahun. ditinggal almarhum suami 10 tahunan. Gitu aja.
Halo.
Halo Adrian.
Halo Pak Men, selamat malam Pak Men. Kok mati sih Jess?
Udah lanjut sih, lanjut. Enggak mati.
Oh nggak mati ya? Ya udah, itu aja sih perkenalan aku.
Oke. Terus boleh cerita nggak Ci? Pertama kali mulai lari itu kapan ya Ci? Terus karena apa nih larinya gitu? Karena kan ya masing-masing orang beda-beda nih motivasi larinya apa gitu.
Oh, aku pertama kenal lari tahun 2015 ya. Awalnya sih cuma mau lari buat sehat aja, cuma ikut-ikutan gitu. Terusnya pas daftar lari kok ngeliat orang kok kayak jago-jago banget gitu ya, kuat-kuat, bisa lari enak gitu. Terus aku mulai tertarik ya tuh ikut daftar race yang 5 kilo, 10 kilo, AM, dan sampai FM juga sih langsung.
Oke. Pertama kali lari berapa kilo Ci larinya? Langsung FM atau
Nah,
5 kilo dulu gitu?
langsung HM ya, aku ya ikut HM di Jakmar tahun berapa ya? Tahun 2015 ya. Jakmar ikut HM waktunya hampir 3 jam. Nah di situ tuh aku lihat orang-orang kok kayaknya kok pada kuat-kuat larinya nggak berhenti gitu, sampai di finish pun juga masih tetap lari. Nah sejak itu aku mulai rutin rajin lari tuh. Aku tuh lari memang kenal lari udah lama, tapi pas itu larinya kayaknya gimana sih, ngaco deh kayaknya, semaunya aja larinya gitu. Makanya udah 5 tahun lebih nggak ada hasil juga, begitu-gitu aja kayaknya deh.
Jadi motivasi larinya karena lihat teman-teman, wah kok bisa lari kenceng gitu ya, atau lari panjang gitu. Jadi Cici penasaran juga nih, pengen coba juga ya gimana lari kayak gitu juga ya.
Iya betul.
Oke. Terus apa Cici pernah maraton di mana aja nih Ci?
Yang pertama kali atau gimana?
Yang pertama sama mungkin yang paling apa ya, yang cukup memorable lah buat Cici Acen nih.
Aku pertama kali maraton FM di Bali ya. Di Bali tahun 2016. Nah itu aku ikut program kayak Runi gitu, Indo Runner ya. Ikut program di situ. Terus pertama kali ikut FM dan langsung dapat podium sih, podium Master 5 waktu itu. Nah sejak itu aku benar-benar semakin semangat tuh jadinya ikut mau latihan, mau ikut race terus. Terus yang kedua 2017 ikut Jokmar, podium 1 Master juga. Sisa-sisanya yang lain mah di Berlin, Chicago, sama New York. Udah itu aja sih FM aku mah. Kecuali yang 5 kilo, 10 kilo mah HM sih banyak banget sih ya. Hampir tiap minggu waktu itu aku ya ikut 10 kilo HM. Udah gitu aja.
Oke. Terus Cici kan pengen
banyak sekali medalnya ya Cici ya.
Oh, banyak banget.
Medalnya banyak sekali ya.
Medal podium yang pasti ya. Sampai kaki lagi kena shin splint aja ngejar podium. Sabtu di Kemasito. Minggunya langsung kejar podium. Selalu dapat lagi, puji Tuhan.
Oke. Terus paling jauh lari berapa kilo nih Ci? Yang paling jauh lah gitu.
Aku paling jauh lari.
Turunnya gimana itu Cici?
Apanya? Hendra? Halo? Jessica mati ya? Jessica mati ya?
Paling jauh di mana larinya?
Oh.
Halo ya, kayaknya
paling jauh jaraknya atau tempatnya nih? Bisa mati ya?
Halo Ci, paling jauhnya di mana Ci?
Oh, paling jauh.
Jaraknya paling jauh.
Oh, jarak yang paling jauh ya Tambora.
Jarak paling jauh lari di mana? Dengar nggak?
Dengar. Paling jauh di Tambora ya 160 kilo. Halo?
Halo?
Halo ya?
Iya, dan waktu itu ngambil relay ya, Ci. Tambora kan 360 ya.
Aku relay pelari pertama. Tapi hasilnya aduh mengecewakan banget ya. Hampir kena cot.
Tapi podium kan itu, Ci.
Oh, berkat teman saya tuh si Vivi yang jago.
Oh, oke. Terus lari sejauh itu pengalamannya kayak apa sih, Ci? Kan kita lari FM aja ya mungkin udah capek tuh. Itu kan lebih jauh lagi gitu. Nah, itu
Kayaknya
perasaannya kayak apa tuh, Ci? Apalagi kan kalau Tambora kan panas banget tuh.
ya cuma perlu mental aja sih ya. Mental yang penting mau finish saja bisa sih pasti deh.
Terus kan pas di pertengahan kan ada yang bilang, aduh udah kayaknya nggak bisa nih gitu. Mending stop aja daripada dilanjutin. Terus apa yang membuat Cici wah pengen lanjut lagi
Oh,
lah
itu
gitu.
semakin membuktiin ya bahwa Cici itu bisa dan mampu, bisa finish pokoknya. Karena banyak drama banget tuh waktu kita waktu itu ya. Di baru kilometer 60 aja Cici nggak ada makan sama sekali, nggak bisa makan karena makan dikit muntah gitu. Jadi Cici udah jalanin terus. Semakin orang bilang itu nyerahlah, semakin Cici semakin kepengen finish gitu.
Jadi pengen ngebuktiin ya sama orang yang bilang itu kalau Cici nggak bisa ya Cici mau buktiin kalau Cici bisa gitu ya.
Iya betul. Bikin motivasi Cici itu.
Oke. Terus kalau muntah-muntah sekarang masih muntah nggak, Ci?
Masih. Cici tuh FM itu pasti kalau FM pasti muntah. Kenapa? Lalu sampai 2 kali lagi.
Ada lambung kah atau apa nggak, Ci?
Nggak tahu ya, udah cek ke dokter sih nggak ada masalah katanya dokter lambungnya. Kayaknya terlalu dipus kali Cici mungkin ya. Pasti muntah selalu.
Oke. Terus Cici Acan kan mungkin udah 45 tahun pengen banget nih BQ gitu ya, sub 4 tapi nggak dapat nih gitu. Nah itu di tahun ini cuman dengan 3 bulan ya kata Cici Acan kemarin cerita itu bisa dapat nih sub 4 gitu, bahkan di 3:47 ya kalau nggak salah, itu bahkan lebih dari waktu PB aku sih kalau FM umur 26 kalah sama 52 itu luar biasa sih. Ya kan ya inilah ya luar biasa sih menurut aku. Nah itu rahasianya apa sih, Ci? Makan apa gitu atau ada suntik apa enggak gitu supaya lebih kenceng gitu? Boleh bagi nggak, Ci? Kita
Suntik
nih.
nggak ada, kita yang alami aja. Terutama aku dapat program dari Hendra ya. Hendra kasih program tuh bagus banget. Terus aku kerjain selama setiap hari rutin. Larinya fokus. Melatih HR kita lari sebagus mungkin ya. Dibantu interval, tempo. Udah gitu aja sih, cuma gitu aja rahasianya ya. Makanan biasa aja, semua biasa ya. Cuma itunya ngultranya Cici kurangin ya waktu itu ya. Ngultra matrel Cici kurangin sih. Jadinya lebih fokus ke speed juga ya. Dan puji Tuhan dapat ya.
Tapi kan sebelum-sebelumnya pasti pernah juga dong kayak lari tempo, lari interval. Nggak pernah sama sekali. Jadi dulu gimana, Ci?
Lari semuanya.
Oh, semuanya itu gimana, Ci? Maksudnya?
Larinya ya semuanya kita. Sekarang setiap hari AM. Gua 5 kilo, 30 kilo. Pokoknya udah semuanya udah semeraut. Nggak beraturan sama sekali. Tapi sejak 3 bulan ini terprogram bener-bener ya. Dikasih PR juga dikerjain. Dikasih long run juga kerjain. Pokoknya fokus banget sih. Akhirnya
programnya ini gimana, Ci? Kayak porsi-porsinya Cici ingat nggak gitu? Kayak isinya berapa atau ya
Pokoknya
tempo atau
dalam 1 minggu 1 kali interval, 1 kali tempo dikasih programnya gitu sih. Yang lainnya isi-isi aja. Sabtu atau Minggu cuma long run 20 kilo atau 15 kilo gitu. Terakhir cuma 25 kilo ya kayaknya. Itu aja sih.
Oke, jadi 3 bulan aja sih ya bisa dapat ya gitu ya.
Yang pasti mah berkat programnya itu ya bagus banget ya. Aku jalanin juga enak, larinya pun juga enak. Karena selama program 3 bulan itu aku dapat PB semua sih, 5 kilonya, 10 kilonya, HM-nya, FM-nya. Di ultra 100 kilonya pun juga dapat juga. Jadi
Nah,
dalam
itu
waktu
juga tuh kayaknya agak kurang, agak ya quote unquote kayak kurang waras gitu ya. Kan tanggal 14 itu 14 Agustus itu Cici bawa FM. Terus di tanggal 16-nya itu Cici 75. Terus di tanggal 21-nya atau 20 itu Cici 100 kilo. Nah, itu yang di pikiran Cici apa gitu? Karena kan kita 100 kilo itu mutusnya 4 hari loh, Cici. Dan anehnya pun ada orang yang ikut juga gitu.
siapa korbannya?
Ya salah satunya yang ngomong inilah gitu.
Berarti korbannya gila juga itu.
Ya ada memang suka aja Cici Acennya atau gimana ya. Itu kan ya kadang-kadang orang FM habis itu rest gitu. Seminggu misalnya nggak lari atau 5 hari nggak lari. Ini Cici Acen langsung wah 75 hari 75 tahun Indonesia 76 ya. Ya 76 Indonesia merdeka mau lari juga nih. 76
Itu
gitu.
kan
Terus
happy
lanjut
lari.
lagi. Iya, ada motivasinya apa sih, Ci? Dalam kurun beberapa hari itu larinya ultra terus gitu. Enggak ultra sih,
Waktu itu
FM
aku
ultra
pengen banget ya
100.
coba FM, pengen lanjut lagi sih, pengen coba 100 kilo karena kayaknya badan lagi fit banget ya kayaknya ya. Terus dapet
Lagi
tantangan dari Hendra di full target 2 jam lagi, jadi tambah semangat dah. Itu aja ya kayaknya ya. So aku mau buktiin juga bahwa aku ini bisa gitu loh. Dan ternyata puji Tuhan memang bisa walaupun lewat 14 menit ya.
tapi apa nggak capek, Ci? Habis FM terus lanjut lagi 76 terus lanjut lagi 100 kilo gitu.
Capek sih waktu jalaninnya, habis gimana ya? Emang udah kepengennya begitu ya harus bisa lah. Capek juga kok pasti.
Oke, terus kaki nggak pegel atau nggak ini sih ya? Tetap biasa aja gitu ya.
Puji Tuhan kaki sih enggak ya, enggak pegelnya biasa ya. Cuma capek.
Oke.
Nah, waktu lagi larinya ya capek banget sih ya, berasa ya capek juga ya.
Oke. Terus pas FM kan itu lari bareng aku tuh. Ya kebetulan kita lagi ada inilah ya,
Oh, kamu ikut ya?
agak slack gitu ya. Ya kan, terus ya inilah istilahnya kayak Cici nantangin ya anak umur 26 tahun gitu untuk inilah FM. Nah itu awal-awal apa ya, Cici strong banget gitu. Di 30 itu di 35 masih bisa agak jauh tuh sama Cici. Terus tiba-tiba di tiga berapa ya kalau nggak salah di 35 itu udah ditinggal tuh gitu. Nah itu ada apa ya, ada nutrisinya atau ada apanya enggak yang diikuti atau diatur gitu sama Cici Acen. Karena habis itu aku kram gitu, kakiku 36 atau 37 udah nggak bisa lari pace 5:20 5:30 lagi. Itu udah pace 6. Cici kayaknya masih stabil-stabil aja di 5:20 5:30 gitu.
Kayaknya waktu itu bukan cicing yang strong deh kayaknya. Karena kami kan baru sembuh sakit kan. Jadi pengaruh juga deh dari itu.
Enggak, ini Cicinya maksudnya.
Cicinya biasa.
Apa yang Cici lakuin gitu?
Aku waktu itu siapin Telwin 2 botol kan. Di kilometer, pokoknya setiap 5 kilometer aku minum. Tapi pas di kilometer 26 aku muntah tuh minum Telwin. Terus kilometer berapa lagi ya? 30-an aku coba minum lagi, muntah lagi. Jadi aku udah nggak minum lagi. Udah cuma itu aja sih. Akhirnya minum Coca-Cola, teh pucuk gitu-gituan aja.
Nggak cocok ya Ci sama apa kayak
Sekarang nggak cocok ya, muntah. Pokoknya muntahnya sampai banyak banget lagi. Aduh, sampai air semua keluarnya itu waktu itu. Sampai perasaan kayak nggak dapet dah SAP 4 ya, nggak yakin juga deh. Tapi ngeliat kamu di depan aku jadi semakin mau ngejar juga. Semakin kepengen banget
iya.
nih kamu itu. Kenapa kali? Padahal udah muntah banyak itu.
Iya, padahal udah jauh sih itu Ci. Agak jauh.
Jauh
Wah, ini
kayaknya ya.
kayak
Hampir 1 kilo ya.
bisa menang nih. Tiba-tiba udah di samping aku aja gitu. Tiba-tiba udah ngejar lagi gitu. Jadi ya eh, bagus banget lah pas di FM. Mungkin dari Coensis nanti bisa kasih lihat grafik-grafiknya kayak apa tuh pada saat di FM ya gitu. Mm-mm, gitu. Terus apa ya? Eh, ya dari Coensis mungkin ada
Ya,
yang ini.
ya mungkin aku juga ada sharing ya sedikit nanti perlu ditanyain langsung boleh atau kita atau diketik juga boleh. Jadi mungkin aku share dulu screenku ya. Jadi untuk mendapat gambaran aja sebenarnya gambaran ini berapa sih gitu. Jadi ini kayak slide singkat sebenarnya udah pada bisa lihat sebelum belum ya. Udah lihat layar di yang aku share kah? Belum? Atau
Udah, cuman
nggak ganti
agak
ya?
putus-putus ya suaranya.
Yud,
Halo?
udah ya?
Udah. Cuman suaranya agak putus-putus.
Oh iya iya, kayaknya ini apa internetnya agak lemot ini ya internet. Udah, oke,
Ya, udah.
kayaknya internetnya agak lambat nih kalau aku sharing screen ya. Nah, ini CGI ya yang kita bilang grafis ya. Nah, ini aku share sedikit mungkin sedikit kayak mileage-nya tuh 3 bulan terakhir ya. Naiknya bertahap gitu. Jadi nggak langsung kayak CCA pernah dulu waktu Januari ya 513 tapi langsung naik signifikan gitu ya. Waktu itu kayaknya nyiapin Westlake gitu ya. Jadi langsung drastis gitu HM tiap hari tapi bulan sebelumnya kita bisa lihat kayak anak tangga tapi yang steep ya naiknya kayak naiknya tinggi anak tangga lagi tinggi gitu ya bedanya dengan Mei sampai Agustus itu anak tangganya lebih pendek-pendek gitu jadi dari 300 habis itu 350 400 450 ya jadi highlightnya mungkin sama-sama ya mungkin lebih rendah malah ya tapi yang kita lupakan itu quality-nya ya quality di dalam mileage-nya ini sendiri gitu meskipun segini lebih rendah karena 59 jam bisa dilihat setiap 10 hari atau 2 minggu ya waktu itu mulai dari 10K, half marathon dan mungkin yang unplanned juga yang 100 kilo pengen tahu juga gitu penasaran awalnya pengen nyoba aja gitu ya. Nah terus jadi ini sebenarnya ada istilah namanya age grade ya. Jadi age grade itu makin waktu seseorang itu di grading sesuai dengan rentang umurnya. Rentang umur dalam statistik seberapa bagus sih dibandingkan dengan rentang umur antara misalnya 50 sampai 55 ya dengan pelari-pelari lain gitu. Nah, jadi di situ seperti kalau kita nilai anak muda dengan yang lebih tua kayaknya sih nggak cocok juga gitu. Jadi kita perlu klasifikasikan sesuai dengan rentang umurnya. Nah, itu biasa dipakai di Ironman ya. Tapi di sini pun seperti di Boston Marathon masih dipakai itu. Jadi kita bisa lihat CCI itu sekitar 72% ya, 70 sampai 72% itu. Jadi kita nggak hanya melihat waktunya, tapi untuk rentang umurnya dia itu sangat bagus sekali di 72% gitu. Mungkin sebagai pembanding pun yang ada di atas itu ya, aku bandingkan dengan punyaku sendiri, mungkin ya hampir sama ya, 70 sampai ada yang 74% ya, tapi kisarannya 73% hampir sama lah gitu ya, untuk age gradingnya gitu. Jadi kita sebenarnya dinilai berdasarkan tentang umur kita masing-masing gitu. Jadi kita nggak bisa membandingkan, oh kita dengan anak muda, itu bukan pembanding yang bagus ya, seperti itu. Nah, terus bisa dilihat lagi seberapa bagus kemarin waktunya. Ini 347 ya, sorry, yang atas salah klik ya. Nah, 347 itu sebenarnya ya ini sudah BQ yang kemarin itu ya, FM-nya di trialnya itu, dan mungkin dibagusin aja di race, kita bisa poles nanti 345 di race, karena biasanya lebih euforianya dan effortnya biasa lebih di race ya. Tapi bisa juga kendor gitu, jadi tergantung sejauh mana kita menjaga fitness level kita yang sudah kita jaga itu. Kalau kita kendorin ya akan balik lagi gitu, meskipun kita jaga 3 bulan terus sebulan lagi dikendorin ngawur atau nggak lari sama sekali, bisa balik lagi, susah untuk dapat 4 jam lagi gitu. Jadi naiknya susah, tapi dropnya itu gampang sekali gitu, dan naikinya itu selalu susah gitu. Dan itu mungkin tantangannya, jadi kita harus manage dengan bagus gitu. Nah, mungkin itu ya yang jadi sharingku yang terakhir ya. Kalau ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan ke CCI ya, jadi konsep age grading itu sebenarnya menarik, karena kita lihat, oh diri kita masih dengan orang-orang itu
berat banget ya. Seandainya aku mau qualify
bukan dengan gender yang berbeda, bukan dengan umur berbeda. CCI.
Halo.
Halo ya. Halo.
Francis, suaranya hilang ya kayaknya.
Suara Cici ada gak Yudi?
Ada suara Cici.
Suara Sugan mati-mati.
Suhu matiin video aja, berat video sama konten. Videonya dimatiin aja dulu.
Ya, baru saya keluar.
Selamat malam Meli. Cici kan mati Mami.
Enggak, Cici masih bagus kok. Nah, cuman tadi layarku freeze ya kayaknya ya, sempat potong ya.
Udah jelas banget suhu sekarang.
Udah jelas ya, iya. Nah, ya mungkin ada yang ditanya lebih lanjut ya ke Cia, sama aku mungkin mau ditanya juga yang aku share tadi ya. Sebenarnya simple, tapi ya itu kita kadang salah menilai orang. Kadang kita terpatok pada waktu yang absolut gitu. Jadi cenderung kita membandingkan dengan benchmark yang salah, sehingga mungkin latihan kita malah terlalu keras ya, terlalu keras bisa over dan malah injured gitu, karena kita memakai benchmark yang salah gitu. Mungkin poinnya lebih ke situ sih ya.
Oke. Ya teman-teman, ini ya feel free kalau ada yang mau tanya di kolom chat, atau langsung unmute aja boleh sih gitu. Nah, kalau Cici Acan sendiri tadi ngomong injured atau cedera, Cici Acan pernah cedera nggak nih? Atau belum pernah cedera gitu sama lari sampai sekarang gitu? Nah, kalau
Oh,
ada cedera, biasa cedera apa ya, Ci? Dan eh, sembuhnya gimana gitu?
ya, dulu pernah sih cedera ya. Lama juga, 8 bulan ada ya. Kena shin splint kaki. Sebelah kiri, bangun tidur, mau turun kaki aja sakitnya, setengah mati deh pokoknya. Terus berobat udah ke Mas Ito, kemana semua udah berobat. Masih belum ada hasil ya. Sembuh-sembuhnya ke dokter itu, apa, dokter apa ya, yang Wiwik bilangin ya, apa Wiwik?
Diapain, Ci?
Suseno
Sama
ya,
dokter?
Suseno ya, bukan?
Ya, Suseno ya, Susiatyo ya, yang di Rumah Sakit Jakarta ya. Aku ke situ 2 kali, langsung sembuh ya, puji Tuhan sampai sekarang.
Dari dokternya ada kasih apa nggak, Ci? Kayak harus diapain nih kakinya biar bisa sembuh
Dia sih
gitu?
anjurin harus rest dulu, harus rest. Waktu itu dia nganjurin harus rest 6 bulan ya katanya ya. Jangan lari dulu sama sekali. Tapi Cici kan
Oh,
orangnya Badung.
oh
Keluar
iya
dari rumah,
kayaknya semua pelari sih, Ci. Pasti lari juga.
iya, iya, pokoknya lari. Pokoknya abis di PCO aja Sabtunya, Mas Citonya sendiri ngomong jangan lari ya. Minggunya aku langsung ikut
Hmm.
rest. Langsung ikut rest.
Hmm.
Jadi Mas Citonya aja udah bohwat, udah kayaknya udah. Karena waktu lagi dilarin sih sembuh ya kaki ya. Tapi
Hmm.
udah sakit lagi. Aduh, sampai nangis-nangis, sakitnya itu sakit sekali simpelinnya.
Jadi akhirnya tunggu 6 bulan dulu ya, Ci? Benar-benar
Enggak, tetap
enggak
Cici
ya?
kalau tetap. Tapi berobat ke Susetio 2 kali baik ya, sekarang puji Tuhan nggak pernah ada apa-apa sih. Walaupun larinya jauh, panjang gitu ya.
Oke. Oke, oke. 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 Terus mungkin Cici Acan ada apa ya pesan-pesan nggak nih untuk kita-kita gitu yang apa ya untuk semua pelari lah gitu atau yang mungkin lagi mau mulai lari nih sekarang gitu.
Duh, pesannya apa ya? Pesan intinya pokoknya kalau kita mau dapat hasil yang baik, lari itu harus rajin ya. Rajin, rutin tiap hari ya. Jangan kosong kalau bisa. Terus jangan terlalu banyak dah lari ya kayaknya ya. Terlalu banyak juga nggak ada hasil ya. Program
Oke, oke, oke. Nah, biasanya kan kalau apa ya kita lari kadang-kadang males gitu. Nah, yang buat Cici bisa rajin itu apa ya? Karena kan ya misalnya pagi-pagi lari, bangun pagi apa males ya. Kalau misalnya udah sore, wah malas juga nih. Ada aja alasan biasanya kan kalau kita mau lari gitu. Inilah itulah gitu. Nah, ini Cici bisa konsisten lari apa ya itu apa ya ininya motivasinya gitu.
di situ karena niatnya pengen FM sub 4 ya waktu itu ya. Jadinya setiap pagi tuh rutin banget larinya ya, rajin.
Terus kan udah dapet nih 4 gitu. Terus
Udah agak malas sekarang,
ah,
mulai kendor. Karena lagi mau fokus trail dan ultra dulu Cici ya kayaknya ya.
oh,
Jadi udah mulai malas kerja speed lagi gitu ya. Jadi
oke,
lagi
oke.
ultra sekarang.
Oke, jadi kan impian untuk sub 4-nya udah tercapai nih.
Iya.
Terus impian-impian lainnya apa nih, Ci? Yang mau Cici dapetin gitu?
Cici kepengen ikut Tambora yang full. Niatnya itu aja
Oke,
sih. Pengen lari ke ultra dan trail Cici ya. Kalau untuk FM mah abis dapat BQ juga udah mau stop lah, nggak mau cari speed juga ya.
oke. Jadi lebih ke yang panjang-panjangan ya, yang apa?
Iya.
Lebih ke ultra endurance gitu ya.
Hmm.
Oke,
Tapi tujuan utama tetap BQ dulu.
BQ dulu ya. Oke. Tapi kan ya
Ya.
udah dapat lah itu. Kalau apa sedikit lagi. Oke, oke.
Mudah-mudahan ya.
Nah, ini ada pertanyaan dari Wilhar nih. Makanya Cici A, lebih fun latihan yang suka-suka seperti yang dulu atau latihan struktur yang terstruktur untuk nyiapin ultra sama trail apa mau minta program khusus sama coach ke depannya.
Kenapa ulang coba?
Cici lebih suka latihan yang suka-suka kayak dulu atau sekarang nih
Yang
lebih
terprogram dong, yang terprogram hasilnya lebih kelihatan ya. Yang terprogram hasil lebih kelihatan.
tapi kan kalau suka-suka kan enak-enak aja tuh. Wah, kita mau lari kayak apa aja nggak ada yang ngatur nih. Kalau sekarang kan mungkin udah ini nih, wah ini latihannya ini gitu. Biasa ada orang yang
Hasil,
nggak ini.
nggak ada hasil, nggak percuma aja ya, jangan kayak gitu ya. Harus yang terprogram
Oke.
lebih bagus deh.
Oke. Terus kalau untuk nyiapin ultra sama trail, eh, mau minta apa nih Ci? Program khusus sama coach ke depannya gitu?
Belum nih Cici, belum minta program nih. Latihan asal-asalan aja. Pokoknya perbanyak trail aja sama perbanyak kilometer doang nih, lihat segitu udah.
Oke.
Nanti kita tanya Hendra aja langsung ya.
Apa?
Kita tanya suhu Hendra coba. Suhu,
Kenapa Cici? Tanya
iya
apa?
tuh ada nanya kalau mau program ultra material gimana itu caranya?
Semua kan tergantung ini ya, target waktu ya. Kalau target waktunya finish ya bener, suka-suka aja. Jadi lebih fun, nggak ter apa pada intinya lebih banyak lebih bagus. Jadi intinya sih kira-kira separuhnya dalam waktu yang kira-kira bagus lah gitu ya, nggak kena COT ya aman lah gitu. Jadi
Berarti
nggak
finish
perlu
dulu ya.
terlalu dipaksain. Jadi sisi yang berbeda dari latihan itu ya semua nggak bisa dipaksa gitu. Sesuatu yang dipaksa itu nggak bagus ya. Maksudnya di satu sisi ya kita harus percaya dan have fun dan enjoy. Kita mati-matian lari di trail kalau kita nggak terlalu suka dan kita nggak terlalu suka lari uphill, downhill, masuk hutan, takut di sana gitu kan ya. Jadi intinya tuh disesuaikan dengan kesukaan kita gitu. Jadi kita harus juga menikmatin gitu. Jadi aku percaya kalau teman-teman yang lari di road itu pasti di sisi lain dia menikmati gitu. Makanya dia suka prosesnya. Kalau dipaksakan dan nggak suka lari di road nih dipaksakan hasilnya nggak bagus juga gitu. Jadi itu sih rahasia lainnya ya selain mental, fisik dan kita mesti suka dulu gitu. Jadi balik dulu ke yang dasar pertama itu.
Oke, memang harus ini dulu ya, suka gitu. Oke,
Enjoy.
iya betul. Ini ada pertanyaan dari Kenny nih. Kan Cici udah pernah di Berlin ya sama Chicago ya. Nah itu lebih dari segi apa ya rute lah ya, rute yang Cici lariin pas di sana itu lebih enak mana sih ya? Di Berlin atau di Chicago gitu? Ya mungkin
Berlin ya.
ada.
Di
Dari
Berlin lebih
segi
enak sih ya.
kenapa tuh Ci? Mungkin dari cuacanya atau dari lebih
Cuacanya,
datar atau apa?
ya cuaca yang lebih enak, lebih flat ya. Biasanya orang mau cari PB juga di Berlin sih ya. Halo?
Oke. Jadi Berlin ya Ci ya,
Ya.
lebih enak ya. Tapi kalau lebih dingin mana Ci?
Dingin mah sama semua ya. Berlin dingin, Chicago dingin, New York juga dingin juga.
Dingin semua ya.
Semua sih aku ya.
Terus kalau dingin-dingin itu kan biasa Cici larinya di tempat tropis ya kayak di Indonesia gitu. Nah, terus tiba-tiba di sana larinya yang lebih dingin lah gitu. Itu lebih enak atau lebih apa Ci ya? Dan pastinya baju yang dipakai beda atau sama Ci pas lari di Indonesia atau di Jakarta.
Kalau kostum beda ya, aku selalu pakai tangan panjang ya, karena mau awalnya itu dingin sekali suhunya deh. Terus ya perlu pakai jaket, double gitu. Entah kita mau start, kita buang-buangin jaketnya, kita pakai jaket yang murah-murah aja kan. Tapi pas waktu lagi lari juga emang agak dingin banget. Tapi larinya enak sih, jadi tenaga juga lebih tahan ya, lebih nggak terlalu capek.
Oke. Ya, ada lagi teman-teman yang mau ditanyakan ke Cici Acan?
Kayaknya mungkin kita ganti ke Pramod dulu aja, lanjut ya, Yud.
Okay. Hi, Pramod. How are you, Pramod? How things going on in India? What time's there? I can hear your voice actually, Pramod.
Hello, you can hear now?
Yeah, but the voice is a little bit far.
Okay. Hello. Now I just
Hello?
a minute. Hello. Yeah.
Okay, the voice is now pretty clear. Okay, Pramod, how are you? Good, yeah, Pramod.
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. And how about
yeah.
you?
I'm sure everyone here in STB or your friends in Jakarta will miss you.
Yeah, right. And
And
I am also
yeah,
missing you.
and yeah, for sure. And as I know, you start running back to 2019, right? And back then, it's I mean, what motivated you to running? Because there is a lot of sports beside running, right? And I saw you are also playing skate, inline skating. And why you choose running instead of that sports?
Yeah, so actually the motivation what I got for the sports was basically from the people of Indonesian itself. Like when I went to Jakarta in 2018, in end of 2018, and I used to see people doing like lots of sports. They're doing like in CFD, they're doing running, cycling, and also apart from them, like doing lots of sports activity. So by seeing them,
Sorry, Pramod, I think your voice is too low. I can hear you clearly. Sorry.
hello. Now you can hear.
It's
Hello.
it's still low.
It's hello.
Yes, clear. I think it's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, the motivation what I get from the Indonesian people itself, means from you all people itself for the sports. So my main motivation is the people of you all people, because in Jakarta I was in end of 2018. And then I saw people doing lots of sports on like in CFD, and also apart from CFD, I used to go, like when I go to GBK, I used to see many people doing some kinds. I mean, some of them doing running, cycling, or doing some of them activity, means at least they are engaged in doing some workout and all. So this was the main thing which motivated me to do something in the sports activity, right? So I just started with the sports as a skating, because I thought I want to try something new. Like normally I used to like do cycling and some of the badminton I used to play earlier, but I thought what to do something new. Then I started with the skating. So basically in this, when I started with skating, yeah, I at the beginning I started to learn, so I was enjoying that process. And also it was kind of fun also, because in that case also I joined one community, Jakarta Inline community, and I was having fun with that, them all going around the city skating. So it was fun. But apart from this activity, I was realizing that my body weight, basically my body weight was growing growing rapidly. And I was basically my main motto to do some sports was to lose my weight and I maintain my health. So so I did skating almost like 9 months to 12 months around. I did skating, but it doesn't impact on my health. My body weight was not decreasing. And then then I thought I should try something else, some other sports I should try. And then from that I start to think, what should I do? And in that thoughts of mind, I got, okay, let's do start some running activities. And then I started running. So initially I was doing skating also, and also I was doing running, or like weekly running, like only on Sunday or Saturday I was running, and the 1 or 2 days in the week I was doing skating. So both of the activity I started doing. So and then in this running also I started meeting some of the people at the initial time. And then eventually in some of the week I just met Coach Henry Perede. And then I thought, okay, I just saw his speech, and to the group in the CFD, he used to give the speech and he used to train, give the guidance. So based from that, I thought, okay, let's ask him and let's see if he has some community, then I will join the community and go with him. So I could learn something about the running. And then yeah, somehow I, from him itself, I used to come to know about the STB. And my good luck, I can say that when I in this next week itself, they were going to start STB new batch 2. And then yeah, I joined them. And then I started like their regulation of the food menu. And in that time also I was running very less, like only once a week, once or twice a week, and once a week we are doing training. But slowly like when 3 months passed away with that process, somehow the process make me happy also, and make me like enjoyable. So I started something like enjoying that process. And then and also when I started enjoying the process, and when I go outside for the running, mostly I used to go alone. For the run I used to go alone. And the running also somehow I started to enjoy it also. So in this process I decided, okay, let's quit roller skate. And then after that 3 month of process, I quit roller skate, and then I started doing more running. So initially I started like 3 days a week, and then gradually I started increasing, and then I make it like, as of now I am doing 6 days a week, and on Sunday I give a 100% rest. So this was the process. And this from the process, how the process went on my running journey. And then I continued with my running.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Pramod. And when you are coming and joining STB, what do you think if you are not joining STB? I mean, the comparison when you are joining with the one community, and when you're not joining with any community, is that impacts you when you're running, consistency of your running, and so on?
Basically, in the some of the time I used to feel that, because when I was in STB, mostly I don't get much friend to go outside and run together, right? So I used to go alone. So yeah, in that thought, if I think, so sometime I used to think that let me join some other group in which that I can go run on with the group, so it will be more fun. But eventually, and also I was thinking that if I am going to join other group, and also there was some rule of STB that you can only join one group at a time. So, and also I was not in the state to just quit STB, because from STB also I was learning the thing. Because when I joined the STB, I was like I was knowing nothing about the running, means zero about the running. And also for the 3 month process helped me to lose weight. Basically the main goal of doing activity was initially my goal was to just lose weight. And in just 3 months I lose like 13 kg.
Wow.
So it was like a sudden change has come on me just with the 3 month process. So somehow it built on my mind that yeah, if I want to improve myself even in the running form or running activity, I should continue this group. And yeah, it's okay that most of the time I used to go and run alone, but at least once a week we everyone meet and do workout together or do running together. So Yeah.
Okay.
So with this thought, I used to keep my mind to in the state that okay, I want to still stay with STB and continue with this group.
Okay. Okay. You are reducing a lot of weight as you said before.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that because of your food that instructed by Coach Hendy Pardede, or it's impacted when you're running?
I think the major part was the food because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because suddenly I stopped eating all my what I was eating like my Indian food I was eating earlier. So I suddenly
Okay.
stopped all that, and then I came in the process like I started eating fruits, like the process what we have STB like in the breakfast and dinner, just having fruits only in the lunch, and also lunch reduce my quantity and everything, and only use eating rice, red rice, started eating red rice and that vegetables and all. So yeah, I can say that yeah, for my weight loss, the most of the part was from the food, and along it was that I was doing running also. So when I was in the process, I started running also like twice or thrice a week I was running also. So combination of food as well as combination of doing activity helped me to lose this weight, and basically the weight what I lose was mostly the fat part of my body.
I see. I see.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you remember when you are first running back in 2019? I mean, the very first running activity that you do when your body is still bulky, not skinny as now. How you feel? I mean, everybody when they're running in the first time, yeah. Okay, I run 5K and feeling terrible, and so I don't want to do that in the next day or maybe in the next week. So yeah, what keeps you running, Pramod?
Yeah, like yeah, you're right, like initially when I started, so at the time my body weight was also quite heavy, and like I
Yeah.
used to do like 1 hour, like mostly I used to running on the CFD only, on the Sunday time, on the Sunday only on the CFD. So basically like running like 1 hour, and I get like so tired, so much sweats and tired that at least I whole day I need to take rest for my recovery. So but yes, somehow I was there that okay, if I need to lose my weight, I need to like be a make my body fit, at least I need to do something at least once a week. So initially, yeah, with that how I keep myself on the track, like every Sunday I go for running, so at least one day I was dedicating to myself for doing hard work, even I don't want at the time in the beginning.
Okay, okay. And before you go back to India, I think this one is quite interesting because when we did the marathon time trial, I think in May, I think I heard that you want to join us, but
Mhm.
I don't know what happened that not joining us. But in August, in yeah 14 August, finally you joined with us to do time trial.
Mhm.
Yeah, in India, Samania Loop. So yeah, how you feel? I mean, in your first ever marathon, Pramod.
Yeah, like honestly, like I'm from a few months earlier itself, I was thinking to do my full marathon, because previously when I was running, and mostly I was following coach. So whatever the coach was guiding me, I was 100% dedicated with the instruction of the coach. So I was doing that all. So some of the time I used to ask to coach that coach, like in the 2020 in the October I do the marathon. So at least I should try one marathon before I do for that, so that I could know the distance, my body can, how I feel for the running. So, but yeah, somehow the coach said that you need more training as of now. So you just wait for the time. When the time will come, then you can do that. So at that time also something like that scenario, that now you are not that much ready, and so you should not run now for the full marathon. You should just focus on your current schedule, what we have, to like do practice more, and then you can go and try some before the your virtual Boston. You can try your like time trial of the for the full marathon also. So yeah, with this all scenario of my schedule, you can say, due to my schedule, I didn't join that time. But this time, in the August, before I leave Jakarta, at that time I was like, yeah, I was already doing 30K, 35K before that. So yeah, now I was in the state, or I can say that I was already in the practice of the long run, like long run of the 30K. So before that already I have done multiple 30K, so it was okay to go for marathon. And also, yeah, it was my mindset also that before I leave Indonesia, the place where I started running, at least I should do my full marathon also. Because in future I don't know if someday I will come or not, but if I'm here and I'm living in a week, so at least I need to try. So I joined that time.
I think it's a memorable one. I think
yes.
because you're right. Started running in Indonesia, and you want to do your first ever marathon also in Indonesia. Yeah, that's awesome. And do you prepare for the marathon, or okay, you just train until you are ready, or any kind of target time in your first full marathon, Pramod?
Yes, like before that last marathon, what I did, full marathon. Before that, my like I was my goal for the marathon, for basically my goal was that in virtual Boston Marathon, which is on 10th of October. So my goal is that when I want to achieve 250 in 2 hour 50 minutes in that virtual, that's what my target is there, and still that my target is the same. So I am training in that way that I should achieve. So now also I am training that much that I could achieve that 250 for the Boston virtual. But yeah, it's still a virtual, but I will try my best to get in the time 250.
Okay. And any kind of specific training that you do regularly to maintain your fitness, Pramod? Or
yes. Yeah, for the training, basically for this when I decided my target that I need 250. So basically I try to look some of the routine, what should I follow, and I also try to search, but I didn't get some suitable schedule. So actually, basically, I designed myself. So what I have designed myself for this Boston, that I have designed like 6 days a week running, right? And in 6 days a week, and Sunday I am giving 100% rest, doing nothing, just doing core training on the Sunday. And also twice a week I will do core training. So now, and also before this also I was doing like twice a day I am doing a core training for almost like 50 minutes to 45 minutes to 50 minutes, mostly focus on the core area and the glute section to build it strong. And also my regular running is like one day I am doing easy run. So mostly I am doing easy run like 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hour. So like if I say in the Monday I start with easy. So on the Monday I start with easy, like 1 hour 30 minutes easy. Easy means I can say like pace 450 to 510, this kind of pace I used to keep in the my Monday. And the Tuesday I go for like interval. So interval I am doing like 800 meter and targeting like 350 330 average, 330 to 340 average, and like 10 times 10 set. But now I want to increase, maybe I want to make, from this week I'm targeting to make it 15 times. And then again on Wednesday I'm going again easy, but Wednesday I'm doing only 1 hour easy, and 30 minutes I'm doing some drills.
Okay.
So this is my Wednesday plan, and again I'm going on Thursday. Thursday I'm doing like what we say kind of tempo. So tempo like 1 hour means 30 2 set. I'm doing 30 minutes with my marathon pace, like going on full pace 4, or pace 4:5 or 4:10. I'm focusing on this speed. So on the Thursday, and the Friday I am going again easy. So in Friday I'm going like sometime I'm going 2 hour easy, or 1 hour 30 minutes easy. And on Saturday I'm doing long runs. So basically now I am trying to do more than 30K. This week also, this Saturday also, I was trying to do 30K, but eventually I stop in 10K itself. Because I think my stomach was not clear that day, and I was like not able to maintain my what we say pace was maintained, but I was not able to stabilize my stomach. I think due to that I need to stop in 10K. So this week I cannot make it 30K, but before this week I'm going 30K like every Saturday, and on Sunday I'm giving it 100% rest. So this is the plan what I made myself, and I'm following this itself.
Okay. Okay, so it's by yourself, not by Coach Andy Pandide.
Yeah, it's by myself. Yeah, this is from my myself. Yes.
I see. Okay, and I think this question is from William. He asking, when you go back to India, are you still following what Coach Padede teach you regarding the food diet or any training plan that he gives you?
For the food diet, yeah, I need to. As of now, I'm not following this. To be honest, I'm not following because I need to like arrange everything, and it's already 2 weeks, and I am not like 100. I'm not settled. Still, I'm staying in my like a guest house given by my company. So so I'm still not settled with my particular location. So yeah, I have not yet arranged everything what I need to do. But yes, I have my plan that for the breakfast and dinner I will follow what the coaches taught, but in the lunch I cannot go as of the coach what he has asked to eat, because I cannot make it by myself that kind of food. So yeah, but still I will focus to get kind of protein like in India we in the protein we get lots of seeds we can say like chickpea, kidney, beans, and also green beans. So and also we have some of more species like which have protein, which are rich in protein. So as of now also I'm focusing to eat that all thing, so that I can get as of more protein from that part. And for the vegetable, yeah, of course in India I cannot get like that kind of food what we are getting in I was getting in Jakarta, like still only boiled vegetables. So yeah, for that I need to make myself, so which I cannot make now. But yeah, I'm planning that at least I will 100% I cannot copy, but yeah, I will try to copy the like 50 to 60% I will try to copy, and I will start doing myself, and I will follow that. Because that process somehow was also my body was also used to that process, because already more than 1.5 hour 1.5 year I followed that process. So yeah, I'm trying to continue that itself. But as of now, since last 2 weeks, yeah, I'm not continuing, and I think that is one of the main reason that last Sunday I cannot do my 30K, because my stomach was not clear, and last night I ate some like non-veg with the curry, so that's what's impact me.
Okay, and I think this question also coming from William. He asking, are you, since you are now in India, are you following any community there, or you just running solo?
Till now I am just doing solo. I tried to look some of the community. There are some community, like last Sunday I went to join them. So actually they are quite far from my place where I'm currently staying. So I didn't join them, means I just run with them, but I found them they all people are the ultra runners. They are not like a speed runners. So eventually I was again the thing came that I need to run along, because my target was my like pace 4 or 4.5. So in that speed, no one was there who can join me, and also for 30K. So eventually I got that okay, I need to run alone. But yeah, they also asked me that do you join to our WhatsApp group, so you can share your running activity, or you can share any of the information, or if someone is asking something, if you have some knowledge, you can give them, or you can share. So I've been added in that WhatsApp group of their community.
Okay, okay. Hope you also find the group as same as STB. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And I think uh, what is your I mean dreams? Yeah, you just do the full marathon by I think 3 hours and 8 minutes. And what next, Pramod?
Yeah, that was my first marathon, and actually, yeah, I feel very easy for me. I that day when I run, I feel so easy, because I was maintaining my pace like 4:20, 4:15, 4:20, like most of my kilometers are like that, like 4:20, 4:15, 4:30. Some of them went 4:30 also. But yeah, it was like my consistency was maintained, my speed was maintained for all the lap. So till the end also, I didn't feel like I got tired or I cannot do any more. So maybe, yeah, because I have trained a lot, I can say, because in a week, 3 days I'm running like 1 and 2 hour and 1 hour and 30 minutes, right? So maybe this has built my leg the strength to stand on the speed for the longer time. So yeah, the race, the experience, if I say for that, my full marathon was quite like comfortable for me. So it was quite like a easy one. And also that day I didn't decided to do this much fast. I was decided that okay, I will go for 3:30. But even when I started running, and mostly what's happened with me whenever I start running, I initially, if I'm going with a slow, in the mid or in the mid section, I will get the speed some more faster, and I will complete my race in my before my target time. Because for every race, I used to decide that what is my target time and how much kilometer I need to do. So actually this thing also helped me to, okay, I have a mindset that I have this much time, and my distance is this much, and I need to catch this on my time. So due to that also, maybe it's helping me to get that time. So yeah, it is the main, I think it is a main factor for my mindset, that yeah, I have the time, I have a distance, okay, let's go and do it in that time, and I am doing it. And till now, yeah, some of the race also, it's not like that each and every race I am doing my target, I'm completing my target time and completing my target distance. It's not like that. Like few of race also, like last Saturday, and there's last Saturday, and before the last Saturday also, few of the run I planned, like in Jakarta also, once I planned 35K, but I cannot do, I just stop on 27K. So few of those days also, I know that why I stop. So basically I stop when I feel that, look, okay, I need to stop. Like I never try to force my body that okay, it's okay, there is something wrong, I should keep continuing. So I didn't do that with my body. So maybe all of these factors are the thing which is help me to like get my target easily.
Okay, okay. And I think there is two types of runner when they are preparing for marathon. One is the higher miler, which is yeah, they do 60 or up to 80K a week, and the second person, maybe they just did 42 or 50K. And yeah, are you type of one or two, Ahmad?
So yeah, in this category, if I will say that I am the in the one category, because my per week mileage is going around 100 plus. Per week is going 100 plus mile.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. 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 And that's impact you, Pramod. I
I think
mean,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, that is giving the strength. I can say that yeah, this 100K mileage per week is giving the strength giving my strength when I'm trying to do my long runs.
I see. I see. I
Mhm.
see. Oke, oke. Ya teman-teman mungkin ada yang mau nanya lagi ke Pramod karena ini ya spesial ya mungkin ya. Ya, jangan-jangan
Aku
Pramod.
mau nanya ya ke Pramod ya. Mungkin aku mau tanya, how long have you been running since the beginning until
Uh,
till now?
if I say that like consistency on the running, if I say so it's only 1.5 year. The consistency running means the focused running, if I say. But if I say like beginning when I started since, then we can say that is around 2 year. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. And there is a question from uh, Eliud Kipchoge. I don't know who is this. He asking who is your favorite runner in Asia and world level, Pramod? I think yeah, the question is who is your role model in running? I think yeah.
Yeah, well, for the running, as we know that for most of them, Kipchoge is the role model for everyone. So somehow he is the one.
Oh, Elliot is here, Pramod. Elliot is here.
Yes.
Hello, Elliot.
Oh ya, mungkin aku pengen kasih gambaran juga ya,
Ya.
kayak tadi ya, secara garis besar ya. Mungkin aku share sedikit ya. Jadi teman-teman tahu gambaran singkat saja gitu ya. Sama mungkin aku mau sharing satu page saja gitu ya. Udah bisa lihat screenku?
Udah bisa nih.
Yeah.
Nah, ini sebagai gambaran ya. Pramod, nah di sini aku sebut sebagai Kokope karena masih muda ya, very young, 27 years old. So he said with the running experience about 2 years and yeah, just a bit of preview, general preview about what he did in Strava, like checking Strava, and you easily find the runners in the Strava, yeah, like what's his PB on 5K, 10K, half marathon, and marathon. So he listed very neatly here, and we can see he is a dedicated runner only from this one, yeah. Because I like very much people keeping record and meaning he had motivation and goal very strong. So I think one of the secret is if we have a very strong motivation like like Pramod, then we can keep consistency and we have goal in mind. So like here the monthly the highest is about 400 kilometers. If we divide by 4, it means like 100 kilometers per week. So I think on the lower side, previously is only like 150, and from March is about above 300, yeah, 300, 350, about 400, and then we keep it at about 350 per month until August. So this is a preview. Just from a mileage, because like previous CR, if we saw only the mileage, we don't see the details inside it. So the mileage could be high, like 500 kilometers, but another side is also quality. How's the quality inside that? So we don't know. So it's just one parameter, and the second is about quality, like what's speed work he maintained inside. So the high mileage only can be very easy if he do it easy run all the way. But low mileage can be very hard if the low mileage can be very hard if he did big proportion of the speed work. Yeah, so we cannot see from the mileage only. So this is like the model that I like to use is the VDOT. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard about VDOT or not, but VDOT is using Jack Daniel's formula actually. So how good is your marathon compare your potential? So like TTA potential, he probably the highest is 43 VDOT, so he potentially get 336 or 340. So I think on the next her potential is around that one. So I think one on a good when she getting better, she can reach 340 with a strong goal in mind. And Pramod also from the 17 minutes 5K runners, and he can achieve 120 for the half marathon. And yeah, I think it's pretty much aligned with his goal. Yeah, 250. He should train for that. And if he run 308, that means it's really easy for him because according to age group, he should get 252, like 250 for the Boston qualifier. According to his age group, 27 years old. So I think that's one of the good point about that one. That this formula actually is really tough to maintain the strong horizontal line, yeah, on the same level as the VDOT. But normally I saw is 2 VDOT class for the marathon because the marathon is very hard. The distance itself is very hard. If you can maintain one horizontal line, that means you are very strong on the long distance marathon or ultra marathon even. Let's say you can maintain 245. That's very strong runner or elite that can maintain one strong horizontal line. But most people I saw is like 1 or 2. Two level less is really good enough. I mean, you need to have a strong goal and strong training for that one. Yeah. So on my last page is the performance management chart. There, this is from Training Peak. So Training Peak actually is very basic and very easy. It's only 2 lines actually comparing the training load. So the basic of performance is not using mileage, not using the pace, but is the average of the 7 days load. Load meaning you can have a low mileage with high intensity. That means your load is very high. So not only mileage, but only on the intensity on your pace. So the average on 7 days, we compare with 42 days. So on the blue line is 42 days. We call it with fitness. And for 7 days, we call it the fatigue. So if you can see, this one is a sample of the GI. Yeah? Fitness is 42 days average on the blue line. So if we have a very high load for our training, so the 7 days our fatigue should be higher than our fitness. So when we train with high load consistently for several times, like a long duration above our fitness level, slowly and progressively our fitness, the average of the 42 days increase a little bit on the blue line. So if you can see, the 7 days average is higher and higher and higher, and keep the fitness level on the blue line is increasingly step by step, progressively, and maintain load 7 days higher than the average 42 days. I think that's the one of the very good chart. Yeah, one of the example if you can evaluate how you're training based on the training load 7 days compared to 42 days. Ya mungkin ini aku ulang dalam bahasa Indonesia ya. Jadi ini mungkin load ya, training load. Jadi training load itu bukan jarak, bukan juga kecepatan, tapi gabungan keduanya. Jadi jarak jauh, loadnya bisa tinggi, kemudian jarak dekat tetapi intensitas tinggi atau pace tinggi, load-nya juga bisa tinggi gitu. Jadi satu parameter training load kemudian di rata-rata, ada rata-rata 7 hari yang warna pink, ada rata-rata 42 hari yang warna biru ya. Jadi ketika kita maintain load atau rata-rata 7 hari kita tinggi, melebihi dari 42 hari, otomatis fitness atau rata-rata 42 hari kita akan terus naik gitu. Jadi fitness level kita terus naik dan kita maintain average 7 harinya lebih besar daripada rata-rata 7 hari. Jadi ini salah satu model untuk menerapkan load di training gitu secara progresif. Artinya kita nggak bisa 7 harinya langsung tinggi gitu. Jadi karena 42 hari fitness level kita rendah di 42 hari terakhir. Maka itu yang akan menyebabkan fatigue atau cedera ya. Jadi naiknya pelan-pelan sehingga ketika beban itu dirasakan selama 42 hari artinya tubuh kita sudah terbiasa gitu. Atau beradaptasi dengan load 42 hari itu sehingga yang awalnya cuma fatigue 7 hari kemudian menjadi fitness setelah 42 hari gitu. Jadi basicnya seperti itu. Nah, kita bisa keep terus 7 harinya lebih tinggi dari rata-rata 42 hari. Tapi ada juga masa-masa juga kita perlu recovery, jadi nggak apa-apa lebih rendah. Tapi nanti ketika beberapa minggu depan kita naikkan lagi. Gitu. Jadi ini salah satu model untuk meng-guide ya atau mengevaluasi juga pola latihan kita. Jadi bukan berdasarkan jarak atau pace semata, namun ke beban latihan gitu sehingga ini gabungan keduanya antara pace dan jarak gitu. Jadi sebenarnya setiap orang itu ada beban yang bisa diberikan sangat-sangat individualized ya, customized ya. Ada orang yang bagus diberi beban tinggi, ada orang juga yang nggak bagus karena rentan cedera. Jadi mungkin di situ ininya kalau misalnya rentan cedera, ya dia nggak bisa dengan beban yang tinggi.
Dan data ini itu di kalau nggak salah di Coros ada ya kayak base fitness, load impact, terus ada yang recommended load gitu ya.
Benar, di Coros ada sehingga kita tinggal bisa melihat antara 7 days dan 42 days aja. Jadi antara training load load impact ya namanya kalau di Coros load impact itu 7 days dengan fitness 42 days gitu. Jadi antara dua itu ya.
Oke. Berarti kalau rekomendasinya udah semakin tinggi, artinya fitness level kita itu naik juga ya gitu ya.
Nah ya, typically ya orang yang 6 bulan atau 1 tahun latihan serius dia akan naik terus gitu. Otomatis itu nggak akan naik tanpa batas gitu. Ada namanya diminishing return ya. Ketika kita udah berlari 2 tahun, maka kita akan mencapai suatu level yang udah susah lagi naik gitu. Dengan effort yang sama, naiknya akan nggak mungkin dalam hitungan menit atau bahkan detik aja naiknya gitu. Jadi nggak sebagus yang 2 tahun pertama itu. Jadi memang peningkatan terbesar itu 2 tahun pertama kita lari. Nah setelah itu kita akan susah untuk naik lagi gitu. Sehingga diminishing return itu berlaku dengan effort yang sama, naiknya akan lebih kecil sehingga mungkin akan mencapai plateau. Jadi kenaikan yang besar itu bukan artinya terkadang artinya bukan bagus gitu. Artinya plateau-nya lebih cepat gitu. Jadi saya lebih suka naiknya pelan-pelan gitu ya, tapi bertahan terus secara kontinus mungkin bisa sampai 5 tahun, 7 tahun gitu ya. Tapi pelan-pelan aja kita nikmatin prosesnya gitu. Pendekatan lain ya 2 tahun pertama atau 2 tahun pertama akan tinggi, habis itu mungkin bisa plateau-nya lebih cepat gitu.
Oke. Menarik sih ini. Ya, ada di Coros. Oke. Ya, ada teman-teman ada yang mau ditanya. Oh ya, ini ada pertanyaan. Oh, udah dijawab sama Pramod. Oke. Pramod, next goal-nya itu FM 230 atau 240. Oke, habis itu Pramod mungkin ultra dia mikir-mikir mungkin setelah 2 atau 3 tahun gitu dari sekarang. Gitu. Oke. Terus pertanyaan dari Pak Men, Pramod, are you still single atau sudah ya masih single? Oke, udah dijawab juga. Oke, ada lagi teman-teman yang mau ditanya untuk Cici A atau Pramod? Oh, nah ini ada pertanyaan lagi dari Sianti. How about trail, Pramod? Do you like uphill? Because when you're running road, yeah, most likely the terrain is flat, right? So yeah, and she also said that since you got top 10 segment Cisadon, wow.
Yes, actually, I enjoy trail also. Yeah. Like some of the time I used to go with Lisanto itself for Chisadon. Like Chisadon itself, I have went multiple time. So yeah, I enjoyed it doing trail. And like yes, I also like something doing adventure, running with adventure. So yeah, but for me as of now, for here the location, like I'm staying in Delhi. So in Delhi nearby there is no such mountain area. So for that I need to at least go 200 to 300 kilometer far. So it will be not
Okay.
easy for me to go regularly. But yeah,
Yeah.
I will at least plan, like if when I will start doing like when I will start plan to do trail, I will start like I will plan my like monthly, like once a month at least I will go for doing trail.
Okay. Okay. So
But for that
Sentul.
I will not be dedicated for that for age of now, but after 2 or 3 years after that I will be.
Okay, so yeah, Sentul is still the best, yeah. Only 1.5 hours from Jakarta. Okay, and what was your worst running experience, Pramod? Do you have any or yeah?
The worst, yes, I can say that I had one. Like before I joined STV, I tried to run a half marathon, and it took me like 1 hour 40 minutes. Even in that, I need to take rest in the middle. Like for 5 minutes, I need to stop my watch, and then I completed it. So my first half marathon when I did, so it was, I think at that time, like I was not trained enough to do that, but I thought, okay, let's try the distance 21 kilometer, how I feel. And for if I
Okay,
say about the injury and all, with the God grace till now, I didn't get any kind of injury while running.
okay. So your worst running experience is running half marathon
My
in
first half marathon.
in
Yeah.
1 hour and 42 minutes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's my PB actually. Okay. 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 Awesome. Oke. Oke, ada lagi teman-teman yang mau ditanya ya atau Pramod, do you want to give some message to all of us here yeah in Zoom meeting?
For the message, I think all of them in the group are more dedicated than me. So yeah, I don't think that I can give them any message, but yeah, all of them have their mindset and they have the goal. But like I say that whenever I run, I set my goal. So for me, basically it works. So I follow that. So for everyone, those who are like want to do something, they should find their inspiration by themselves, that what is the thing, what helps me to get my target. So maybe that can help that each and every particular person, but it can be in their own style. Like my style is like, okay, when I start, I said, okay, I have my target, my distance, my time, or I need to maintain my this pace to get it, and I try my best to get that one. Even in my easy run also I do the same.
Okay. Thank you, Pramod. Yeah, for the message. Coincis, do you want to edit something or?
Yeah, just one thing. We look like dedicated than you, but it's not the fact. So, so you are like the most dedicated person
Yeah.
I have seen. Yeah, like you
Great.
train really hard. You run solo. It reminds me like I used to be, but it's not that dedicated as you, but I was in the past really working for fun. Like I having trail everywhere. I run 100K every month. I go everywhere in Malaysia, in other islands. So I really enjoy it. I think the biggest that we need to have is how we enjoy what we like to do. So I think it's not about it's not about copying other person. It's not about being fast or being far. Just do what you like, and if you like to getting yourself better, I think it's not bad. If you like to having traveled to do a trail around the world, that's good too. I mean, like do what you like, and I think we are different. So we are very different. I mean, in TRC, I think it's only look like we are serious, but actually, actually it's not. So
Yeah.
I think some other people is more dedicated than us.
Yes, agree. Okay. Ya teman-teman mungkin sesi kalau misalnya tidak ada lagi yang mau tanya, mungkin sesinya kita cukupkan ya gitu. Tapi sebelum kita tutup ya, mungkin teman-teman bisa nyalakan nih kameranya gitu. Kita mau ada foto sesi bareng. Sebenarnya penasaran nih sama Eliud Kipchoge ini siapa gitu. Boleh dong dibuka. Ini ada
Ari.
ada fansmu nih Eliud. Ini ada Pamot nih, fansmu. Buka dong. Tunjukkan dirimu, show your face lah. Ayo buka dong Eliud. Tapi Eliudnya nanti ini ya gitu deh.
Eliud putih kali kan itu Eliud putih.
Iya putih jadi. Matanya segaris nanti. Ayo yang belum buka, tolong dong boleh dibuka. Tunjukkan pesonamu. Masih kita tunggu. Karena mau foto-foto kita dokumentasi ya ini ya. Ya, senang bisa hadir di sini. Oke, terima kasih Eliud. Oke, udah semua? Oke, udah langsung aja ya. Sebentar. Oke, ada yang belum, ada Civivi, ada.
Hai Vivi.
Oke, udah kita lanjut. Oke, pose 1, 2, 3. Oke, teman-teman. Ya, itu aja. Terima kasih yang udah join ya dari awal. Juga terima kasih, thank you for Pamot ya, for sharing with TRC. Very appreciated your time ya, Pamot, dan juga Cici A, thank you Ci udah bagi-bagi sharing-sharing ya sama kita. Ya kita ketemu lagi di sharing session di minggu-minggu berikutnya ya teman-teman. Stay healthy, stay safe ya teman-teman semua. Tetap jaga kesehatan. Sampai jumpa lagi. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.